Episodes like this are what differentiate Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super from Dragon Ball GT. There was so much I liked about this episode from beginning to end that I feel that it's actually on par with episode 39, to be honest, because it was done so well and it brought back that comedy that Dragon Ball Z would have at times. And like I said, it definitely sets the bar from what Dragon Ball GT lacked. It starts out that the battle with Goku and Hit is still continuing, of course, since they didn't finish it in the last episode. And Goku's Kamehameha wave, he tries to attack him by going through it using his speed, and Hit apparently figures out some way to dodge it. And I think he slowed down time again and it stopped Goku's attack, which was pretty cool because after all the clashing they were doing, you finally get to see all the damage that it's causing. And most fights didn't really go that far. The most you saw was Vegeta's and Monaka's, where it was a whole lot of destruction. But these guys were pretty much separating everything that was inside of the dome that Whis and Vados had built. And I thought it was so cool because you actually got to see how strong they really were in these forms, instead of their power being suppressed like it seemed like was happening the whole time in the tournament. Like, we knew how strong some of these warriors were, but it seems like their powers were being, like, restrictions were being put on their powers, because you didn't really get to see that destruction like normally, but you got to see it with this episode, and I thought that was so cool. Then we get to see Goku's body tearing apart throughout the episode because of how much the Kaioken is wearing on him, and he was in this form for quite some time. During the time that him and Hit were talking, and then there was a scene later on in the episode where Beerus and Champa were talking about changing the rules, and he didn't want to continue fighting because he didn't know how it was going to end up. And it's just eating away at his body. And I think this is the longest we've ever seen Goku in Kaioken. I don't think it's ever lasted that long. He's kind of in this form almost as if it's just regular Super Saiyan. And it's cool because Hit is slowly watching him progress, and he's watching all of his movements, and he's constantly matching him. And each time you think that Goku's gonna find a way to get through Hit's time leap maneuver, Hit constantly improves as well. So it's kind of like watching Goku fight Goku almost. And what I liked about this episode was that I found out that Hit is a whole lot more respectable of a character than we thought he was, and I'll explain that in a minute. But they continue fighting until Goku announces that he wants to see if Beerus or Champa can change the rules, simply because he wants Hit at his full power. Hit's known to be an assassinator, so he wants to see him using his abilities to their maximum because he knows that it's putting restrictions on him. Unfortunately, we didn't even get to see Hit use his maximum power on Goku and how the clash would have been had they fought, if he did, because right after Beerus and Champa argued for a while, and Goku was like, well, my body's getting tired staying in this Kaioken form, so he just jumps out of the ring and forfeits the fight. And a lot of people were probably mad about that, but the reason I liked it is because it just shows that Goku can have the moment, but he's not always going to be the one to defeat the enemy in a sense, because I don't know, I just thought it was pretty cool the way they planned that out, instead of just saying, all right, well, we're going to have Goku ultimately win this tournament and we're not even going to get to see anything from Monaka. So the fact that Goku threw the fight, even though he probably had a pretty good chance, I thought that was pretty interesting. And finally, Champa, enraged, finally calms down because he feels like he's finally going to win the tournament. And honestly, I think he knew the strength of Monaka. I think he knew Monaka is not as strong as Goku and Vegeta thinks he is. And honestly, I don't even know if Vegeta thinks he's strong, but Goku obviously does. Piccolo knows the truth because he overheard Whis and Beerus talk about it. But yeah, finally we get Monaka in the ring, and I was happy to do that. He did that because I was hoping that he wasn't just going to sit on the sidelines the whole time and then the tournament ends and nothing comes from him. And this was just another key element that made this episode great, because Monaka's scared. We see it from the moment he's standing on the thing getting ready to jump into the ring. He lands, hits his head, and that was pretty funny. He's walking up, he's nervous, and you're thinking, okay, well, what's going to happen? We know Monaka can't win. But as I said, that's what made this episode so great. The fact that we knew Monaka couldn't win, but it lets you know that this is a Akira Toriyama concept, because he threw that punch and then did the Android 18 and Hercule thing where he just jumped out of the ring. He forfeited the fight, and Goku's universe ended up winning the tournament because of Monaka. And I kind of figured something like this was going to happen. There were spoilers going on that a lot of people were saying Goku was going to win, but me myself, I knew that something was going to be done with Monaka. I just got the feeling that it was going to happen. He was going to do something effective throughout this arc. He wasn't just going to sit there. And it was kind of cool that he brought him in and made him win the fight, because it lets you know that this, as I said, is Akira Toriyama work. This wouldn't have happened in Dragon Ball GT, and I like that. I think it was done pretty well. And overall, it was funny to me as well, because you could tell Monaka was wondering what the heck happened. Why did he jump out of the ring? And he's still bowing into everyone, and he's still sweating. I don't know. I just thought that was pretty funny. What Hit did by forfeiting that match also shows the amount of respect he gained for Goku throughout the match. And that's just something that I really liked about this episode as well, because we know Hit as an assassin. The whole time we're thinking he's just going to come in, he's going to be this awesome dude, he's going to win the fights by any means to get what he wants out of the tournament. And we see his character go from saying nothing to his whole personality coming out while fighting Goku. And I thought that was pretty cool. Then Ciampa starts to rage at his team losing. He says he's going to kill them all because of how much they embarrassed him, until this guy shows up. And that ultimately calms him and Beerus down. They actually start freaking out because he shows up. And it leads me to wonder, who is this guy? I really want to know. And I'm loving where Dragon Ball Super is going right now, because this episode ended. It came on a good note, and then it ended with a cliffhanger, making you wonder, oh man, it's going to lead right up into the next arc. And I can't wait, man. We also got a preview of what I believe is going to be the Super Dragon, this guy right here. I think that's what it is. And I don't know. I'm just wondering what the wish is going to be, what's going to happen in the next episode. Like, every week Dragon Ball Super comes out, I am so stoked for the next episode, and honestly, I can't wait till next week. I really want to see what's going to happen. I want to see this full Super Dragon. It looks like something that came straight out of Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm digging the look. It's different than Shinron. It's different than Purunga. So anyway, you guys like anything I had to say in this video, feel free to like, subscribe. I'm Animated Heroes, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.